This is an interview for Peep-magazine where at the latest Nowt Special at Pudding Chair, and I've got the great opportunity of chatting to Vanguard.
Hello, are you okay?
Desperate to hear about this Risograph, and I wouldn't mind asking about the history of Nowt Special.
Yeah, of course, no problem. So with the Risograph, we came in possession of it through a friend of ours who inquired it last year. So this machine, we believe, we haven't had full confirmation, but there's only one in the country, and this machine used to belong to Kingston University, along with the drums. There's also, I believe it went to a different person, and then a friend of ours, who's called Writings on the Wall, as you might know him, he acquired the Riso, as well as all the 12 drums, and then he decided that he was going to move away abroad, so he kindly offered to allow us to keep the machine and use the machine for the benefit of the gallery.
Oh well, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
So what you've got the Risograph now. Is this going to be a constant part of Nowt Special?
Yeah. So with Nowt Special, obviously we've got the gallery now. So Nowt Special and Vanguard are kind of like sister companies, but think of Vanguard being a kind of umbrella company for the Nowt Special events. So we'll be doing a lot more shows in here, as well as doing like pop-up events as we usually do for Nowt Special.
Yeah, can I ask about the Vanguard Gallery, because I'm not too clued up on it, but can I ask a bit of history about it, and has it got ties with Nowt Special?
Yeah, so myself, my partner, who you'll know as Keeper as Kitsune, and also Cack and the Kid, we've ran Nowt Special for about 8 years. So we used to just do like quarterly shows, so maybe 4 shows a year. And strangely enough, this place used to be a cat cafe. Yeah, so my partner, she acquired the cat cafe back in like COVID times. So she ran the cat cafe for a few years. Or God, how many years? 4 years. But she'd worked there for 8. So she worked as an employee, and then she ended up taking it over as the owner. Unfortunately, the cat cafe had to close down, so we saw an opportunity for this place to turn it into something different. So that's where we decided to turn it into a gallery, because of the ties that we've obviously had with Nowt Special, and because we're both artists, it kind of made sense. And it's kind of like although it's off the beaten track, it's still central enough for a lot of people to come to. So that's why we decided to, turn it into a gallery.
Where does the collaboration with Cack and the Kid and the Writings on the Wall come into with your work as well, Vanguard?
So when I first started Vanguard, probably about 6 years ago, that's when I first met Cack and the Kid. And we've known each other since then, we're really good friends. And then we carried on doing Nowt Special together, so that's the sort of connection there. And then the Writings on the Wall, I met him probably about 4 years ago maybe, and we decided to have a show called Beauty and Decay, which was on Lime Street, where it was our sort of first big show. Yeah, it was really, really great, that show. That was I don't think I'll ever top that. But that, to be honest, a lot of that was to do with the Writings on the Wall and his sort of vision and what he wanted the place to look like, as well as me and Cack and the Kid. So so we had that show together, and then from then, obviously, we just got really close, and we've always been close since. Same with the Writings on the Wall. I've done a collaboration with him for this show. I talk to him like every week. We send each other messages. He sends us little updates on what he's doing. So, we're just all good friends, and like that's one thing about Nowt Special, is that it's like a massive community, and we're all really good friends.
Yeah, because when I interviewed the Writings on the Wall.art, he seems to be quite a pivotal role now in northeast I wouldn't say graph scene, but just the art scene, if you want to call it that?
Oh yeah, of course. He's massive. He's like an inspiration, and that's why, you know, like I say, we talk quite a lot, and the collaboration that we done together, the words that he made, and I think he knew that it would work for me, so he came up with the words and sent it to me straight away, and then I'd said like, right, let's do a collaboration on this, because it like tailors my artwork, or like it complements it a lot. So that's why we've done it for this show. But it just made sense that obviously he had the machine before me. He was very gracious to gift it to me, and so it's kind of like the passing of the torch, if you like, of the Riso machine. So yeah, so that was like a really nice thing that we wanted to do together.
Yeah, so back to the Risograph. I've done a bit of research in the Riso Kaguga Corporation from Japan. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so I believe the background of Riso was it was mainly used back in the day for like office spaces and stuff. So like a common size is like A3 or A4. So it would be like, do you know, like a Xerox machine, an old Xerox machine? Very similar, but it just they were used to just like power through a load of copies of different things that they needed printed, because obviously we just done a demonstration there, you've seen how quick everything goes out, but then artists got a hold of it and realised that you could use these like fluorescent inks, and it was a way where you could make like artwork that was kind of not accessible other than like screen printing. So like the only other way that you can get these kind of colours is if you screen print. But it is technically, if you think about it, it's like a machine that screen prints. So instead of like the long time of like squeegeeing and putting ink on and doing all that things, it's literally like it does it for you. Like you load your files into it, hit a button, and it rolls around.
Am I right in thinking that you can offset this and rerun the print, so when it prints it offsets in a different place? Am I right in thinking that?
You can, yeah. There's loads of options within the machine. The thing with Riso is like the aesthetic of it that everyone loves is that it's kind of sometimes every print that you do is unique, because it always because the paper's going through too fast, it like offsets a little bit, and that's like the beauty of it. But so like with the reason it can do that is because all the inks are like semi-transparent, so that's how you can print like a pink and a blue on top of each other, and it creates a purple, whereas like any other commercial printer you can't create that same.
Am I also right in thinking that is this a soy-based thing?
That's correct, yeah. It's technically vegan. You could probably eat it, but I wouldn't suggest.
Probably drink it, but I'll give that a miss. Is it spot opposed to CMYK?
Yeah, so it is technically a spot colour, because every time you need to print a colour, you have to load a new drum in. So say if you had 4 colours, you need 4 drums to do it, which is really one of the really unique things about this printer and about like what we have is a lot of like institutions or like universities and stuff that I've spoke to, they may have like an A3 risograph, but they'll only have maybe 3 drums, whereas we've got 12. So we've got 12 colours that we can print on, whereas a lot of other places only have like limited to like 3 or 4 colours at the most.
Oh, brilliant, mate. Can I ask why Van Gogh, and why have you chosen that name for yourself, and could you maybe describe your style as well?
Yeah, so Van Gogh basically stemmed from the type of work I do. So a lot of my work is like collage based stuff with like additional illustration. So a lot of the like figures I use and stuff like that are from like really old books from like the 1800s, which are all in the public domain. So you can like, I literally scroll through libraries and stuff like that and find like something that just I can get inspired by. So then that's why I created to be a bit more like modernised, obviously with like my touch, maybe graffiti sometimes, just making it modernised. But the reason for the name is because of doing that, Van Gogh never became famous until he died. So it was kind of homage to all the illustrators that had created these like figures and engravings that had spent like days and weeks on, that had just been forgotten in books. So that's the whole reason of like bringing it back to life, to show it in a modern way to people. So it's kind of, that's why I chose Vanguard. It was kind of homage to Van Gogh, but also homage to all the illustrators and engravers that created all the, you know, the centerpieces.
Are you planning on going back to the Wyland Brewery?
Possibly. We're currently booking, like we've got shows booked out for the next sort of 4 months, so we kind of know up to then. What we usually do is like this year we've already booked 4 shows that we know that we're doing that like other people don't really know about. But then we'll probably come together after this show's done and sit and have a meeting again about like what we're going to do, and what if it's going to be a show here or at a different venue. You know, it changes each time depending on the show that we're doing. So for example, the next show which we're promoting tonight is actually going to be here in February, and it's going to be all females, so it's going to be showcasing all female artists in the area.
Mate, thanks a lot, thanks for your time, and hopefully I'll see you again down at another Nowt Special.
Yeah.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, man. Thanks a lot.